Hi there, welcome to the final day of the Path Forward mini workshop. This is a workshop designed to help you gain clarity in your life and a practical path forward across a variety of different areas of your life. As I mentioned, this is the final day. We're looking at fun and recreation and your relationship to that in your life. If you don't know me, my name is Akiko Takegi, and I have a coaching practice where I'm focused on a lot of things, but mostly on helping women in four main areas. They are finding love after divorce, developing more loving and kind relationships with their partners and adult family members, leaving their corporate jobs or changing their corporate jobs, and developing, and fourthly, the final one, is developing kinder and more loving relationships towards themselves, particularly towards their bodies, so that they're showing up more confidently in the world. These are the things that have positively changed my life as an adult, and I'm dedicated to sharing everything that helped me along my journey, as well as filling in some of the gaps that I now know would have been useful along the way. If these are areas of your life that you'd like some support with, obviously reach out to me. I would be happy to chat. If you would like to do a bit of research or know more about me, you can certainly check out my website, akikotakegi.ca, and you can see my credentials and learn a little bit more, as well as following me on Instagram, which is akikotakegi. I think is another great way to get to know me. As I said, this is the final day, so we did 7 days, and I'm super excited to be here. If you haven't already done previous days, that's not a problem at all. You can, read through and see which area of your life you'd like to focus on. I do think that it is beneficial to do more than one day, because as you increase clarity and also practical action in one area of your life, somehow all the areas of your life are upgraded, or that happens for all the areas of your life. So the more of them you do, the wider impact you're going to have. The only recommendation I have is that if you haven't already done day one, you do it either at the beginning, so stop this and go back and do it, or you do it at the end of all of the different modules that you're going to do, especially if you're going to do them in rapid succession. Okay. So this is definitely a course where you're going to want to have something to write with and on. So I recommend that you grab that now. And when you're thinking about what it is that you're going to write with and on, just think of it, you need one page that you're going to keep separate, that you can kind of pull away from the rest of the notes and keep that clear, and then another section of your journal or whatever it is you're writing in, where you can write sort of a lot of notes and not be hemmed in by running out of space or whatnot. Okay, so that's that. So grab that. Get into a place where you can be uninterrupted for about 25 to 30 minutes, where you're going to be comfortable. Close the door. We're going to start with a centering exercise. Then we're going to do a mind clearing exercise to help you get into a resourceful state. And then I'm going to give you a tool that helps you to dig deeper into your relationship to fun and recreation. The timing and sequence. So I describe this workshop as kind of a circuit. If you've taken other days, you know this already, but if you've not, so by that I'm referring to like a muscle building circuit or a workout circuit, which is that the exercises are timed, they are in rapid succession, we move through them quite quickly and with intensity. And especially if you have done other days, or if you are watching this as a video and a replay, as I imagine you will be, you may be tempted to adapt or change some of the timings. Maybe there's a part of it where you feel like you want to speed it up, fast forward, or pause. I recommend that you don't. I've selected the timing intentionally. It is really designed to help you go deep, quick, and also to pull out practical action and a path forward equally quickly. So it is intense, but it's why we only do it for a short period of time. Just stick it out and you can definitely do it. Okay, all of that's my preamble. So let's begin. Let's start by slowing things down. This is going to help you to leave behind anything that you were doing before you joined me and really get fully into this exercise. And also, it's just amazing to me every single time, how my mood, insights, everything rapidly changes just with a brief pause. So we're going to start this with a brief pause, shut everything off except for me, get comfortable. If it makes sense or is comfortable, plant your feet flat on the floor. If it is, an okay place for you to do that, close your eyes, sit however you like, breathe however you like. I've got my favorite Tibetan singing bowl here. In a second, I'm going to ring the bowl. That will be your signal to begin the 3 minutes. I will watch the time. This is 3 minutes I want to give to you fully unto yourself, to focus on yourself. So don't just focus, just allow, just pause. And then when you hear the bell again, the second time, you will know that it is time to open your eyes and come and participate. All right, so let's get started. Let's take a pause. Hello, welcome to the present moment. In a second, I want you to grab your pen or pencil and go to the section of your pages where you have a lot of room to write, where you're not going to be hemmed in by space. And I want you to write down any of the thoughts or awarenesses that have come to you as you are pausing, or just in these minutes afterwards. Maybe you've remembered something you need to do later. Make note of that. Maybe a particular feeling, awareness. It can be something, logical and you want to note and you'll come back and read it later, or it doesn't need to make sense at all. It can just be words and phrases. Some of my favorite messages from this course that I've received are people sending me different random kind of snippets of thoughts or feelings that have come to them. Anyway, so I invite you to write those down on the page, just as if you are gently, tipping your head forward. This is a clearing exercise, and some people call it a brain dump. So just gently tipping your head forward and dumping out anything that is coursing through your mind or cluttering your mind. And we're going to take 2 minutes to do this. So go right ahead and start now. Just about 20 more seconds. Okay, so that's 2 minutes. I invite you to stop writing and bring your attention back to me. The next tool I'm going to give you is going to help you to gain clarity on your relationship to fun and recreation and your level of that in your life right now. This tool is in the form of a question, and I want you to think of this question as an actual tool, like something physical you could use. In this case, today I invite you to think of stage lights or floodlights. If you have ever been to any kind of concert, particularly one where an outdoor festival type of concert, like maybe a rock or a pop concert, but I think they do this in all kinds of different concerts, particularly where there's a lot of light on the stage and the audience is dark, very dark. At some point in the concert, usually the band will ask for the lights to be turned on outwards, so the stage lights to flood out onto the audience, and it's always this sort of, I imagine for the band, this magical feeling of realizing, just how many people are there and seeing all of the faces. So I want you to use this image for yourself as you explore these questions. These are things that are kind of within your awareness. They're there, but when I ask you the question, and when you're taking your notes, it's like you flip those floodlights on, and suddenly you're seeing way more detail. You're, seeing just way more. Your view of it is expanded. This question I'm going to give you is in 3 parts, or I guess there are 3 questions, so we have 3 minutes to do it. I'm going to ask you one question, give you a minute to write on it, ask you the next question, give you a minute, and so forth. So get ready. I'm about to flip the stage lights on, or we are about to flip the stage lights on. The first question is, when is the last time I did something that was really wildly fun? So that's a question to yourself. When is the last time you, or to yourself, I did something that was really wildly fun? Stage lights are on. Please take notes. Okay, pen down for a second. Moving to the next question. Again, floodlights flipping out. If I am being totally honest with myself, what keeps me from having fun? Again, the question is to you. If you, or I in your case, am being totally honest with myself, what keeps me from having fun? Okay, just pause writing on that for a moment, and we're going to move to the last question. So again, I really invite you to see as much as you can see, take note, capture as much as you can, even things like how these questions are making you feel, associations that they're bringing up. Just capture as much detail as you can in the time that you have to write. The final question is, what fun thing would I love to do right now? What fun thing would I love to do right now? Okay, pause on writing there. Just put your pen down, lean back in your seat, take a breath, maybe shake out your hands if you've been, holding that pen, or your body with any kind of tension. Shake out your shoulders. Let's just ground for a second. I'm gonna invite you just to do a quick body check-in, maybe start at the top of your head. Quickly just bring your attention all the way through your body, scanning, and identify 3 words that describe how you're feeling right now. Don't explain them, just the first 3 words that identify how you're feeling. If you want to, you can write them down under the notes. And as you do that, I'm going to talk about the next exercise. So when I say go, I invite you to read through everything that you wrote, all the notes that you captured from the last exercise. Some of them may be in point form, so they may need to be expanded on. Some of them may be kind of half thoughts because you are writing quickly and trying to get out as much as possible, so you may need to complete the thought. So read through, do that, make sure you fully understand not only like the words of what you've written, but the intention of what you've written, the feeling of what you've written, and then I want you to summarize it and put it into one sentence or maybe two, just but like very few sentences, one if you can, two if you must, sentences that are, the summary of what is most important, what is most relevant, what is most interesting. And when you have that, I want you to turn to that blank page that you've kept separate and write out the one or two sentences. So please don't just like circle information or highlight stuff on the notes page. I want you to write clean copy on a new page, those one or two sentences that are telling you or a summary of what is most important, most relevant, or most interesting. And I'll put 2 minutes on the clock and I'll watch the time. Please start now. Got just under 30 seconds left. If you haven't started writing out the one or two sentences on the separate page, please do that now. Okay, that's time. Come back to me now. I realize by now you may be feeling a bit tired or frustrated. This is meant to be intense, as I said. It's why we only do it for a short period of time. I also want you to know that everything that you have done up to this point, everything you've identified, your mind is already on the case. And by that I mean your mind is planning, processing, creating ideas, all related to what you have identified as most interesting, most relevant, most important. Now, the next exercise I want to do is really the piece of practical action, practical path forward. I want you to reread that one sentence or the one or two sentences, the most important and interesting things you uncovered today, and I want you to identify one thing you're going to do. This, as I said, is an action. It is the path forward. One thing you're going to do in relation to whatever that sentence is. And I really implore you not to lose the intensity of this now and to put as much detail into this part as possible. This is our last, this is the last timed exercise. So write out, when you're going to do this, what you might have to get in order to be able to do it. Maybe you need some supplies, maybe you need some support. as much detail as you possibly can, and the core things, the two things that you absolutely must include in answering this are, number one, what you're going to do, obviously, and the why. Why you've selected this, why it's important, what the impact of doing this is going to be, and also related to how you're going to feel after you have completed this. Okay, I'm watching for 2 minutes on the clock. Please start now. It's about 20 seconds left. And that's 2 minutes. I invite you to come back to me and celebrate. You have been amazing, and there are no more timers for today. Congratulations. To bring the work to a close, I want you to identify something that you're grateful for. I always find it helpful to associate something that I'm putting out into the world and committing to with a positive feeling, a positive energy. It doesn't need to relate. What you're grateful for doesn't need to relate, but make it, be intentional about it, making something that you truly are grateful for and you feel sort of that glowing feeling from the inside out. As you're doing that, I'm going to talk about the next step. So the next step is for you to keep out the one or two, that sentence that you've written that says what is interesting and important and relevant, and also the practical action and all of the details on that you have written out. I want you to keep that in a place that is visible to you, and every day I want you to read it, look at it, and read it until the action is complete. So again, keep that in a place where you can see it every day, and I want you to read it every day until the action is complete. You may have come across the notification for this video on Instagram, or if not, please head over to my Instagram. I will have a post that is related to this. I invite you to write in the comment section, 1 or 2 words about the action that you're going to take. It doesn't need to give details. It can be confidential, purposely vague, just something, or you can even just write, I intend to take action, or I'm committed to taking action. Just something to help you with your own accountability. I find declaring something publicly often helps us to stay accountable to doing it. Another great thing that I have really loved that people are doing is messaging me directly, privately, and you're welcome to do that on Instagram, just sharing with me the actions that they've taken, both their commitment to do so, and then in some cases after they've taken the action, which I think is phenomenal. Beyond that, I'm so appreciative of this time together. I thank you for doing this work for yourself, It's not for the faint of heart, but it is worth it in every way. And with that, day 7 and our 7-day mini course, The Path Forward, is complete.